glad y'all tuned in. We about to get the show started. Yeah. Dr. Clyde Winters and Yoshi. Yeah. Then and now. We talking about back in the day and right now. Yeah.
Now let's introduce Yoshima the Genius and Dr. Clyde Winters, the godfather of research.
Whoa! Wait! Oh, wait! Stop! Yoshi! What up, though? What up, though?
Blessings to you, Baba Clyde. What's up, man? What's up?
Man, we up here, man. I y'all getting some good weather down there in Houston. Hell, I want to be in Houston, man.
Oh, yeah. H-time going hard right about now.
Yes, sir.
Good weather.
Yes, sir.
I don't know about in Chi-Town. What is it like out there?
Chi-Town, it was about 50, close to 60 degrees. That's good, man. That's nice up here in the wintertime because most of the time, things are very, very messed up, man.
But that ain't messed up at 50. That should be
that's beautiful.
That's way too much.
It is beautiful like this, man.
Nah, that's way too much. 50 degrees, man. Nah, you built different. I'll be running.
Yeah, well, it's kind of cool here,
So what's up, Rastaman? I seen you with your dreadlocks.
Well, man, I be over here there. I've been down there in Chicago, and I go to the barber. The barber cut my dreads. I don't know what to do, Rastaman.
You don't know what to do, huh?
Oh man, everything no good.
Everything no good.
No.
Right? Yeah.
No.
So they cut your dreads off, man. I see you lost your locks like Samson, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up, fam? Everybody out there, what's the word? What's good? I see everybody out there, man. Hey, thank everybody for tuning in. What's happening? I see y'all. Yeah. So we live, man. So Dr. Clyde, what's your weekend been like, man? What's up?
Well, it's been kind of cool. I've been working on a lot of projects, trying to get some things done. I just got my new book published, the one on the Aboriginal, history of the history and culture.
Oh, the Aboriginal history and culture. Look at that. God dang, what's up, Zachary Holmes? I see you out there, brother. I see you.
Yeah.
Now that's live. Y'all see that, y'all?
But look at this sucker, man. This is the what is it, 300? It's 480 pages. 400. Man, this explain our history as Aboriginal Black people in the United States. This tells everything. I talk about the pyramids we made. I talk about the boats we made, our religion, the culture, the language. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited about the book. You can see that's your cover,
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, that's tight, man. Yeah. Much respect.
Yeah, you gave it to me to do a thumbnail, but I decided to put it on here. But it's not that big. I can't change it now because once you put a cover on the book, they won't let you change it. But I'm very excited about the book because, a lot of people, man, they've been wondering what's going on. They've been wondering. See, this is the first entire history. How you doing, Zachary Holmes, Lindy, JP?
JP
What up, bro?
What's up?
And this book, man, this is the first book that talk about all the Aboriginal tribes.
I love that,
You know,
man. I love that.
Aboriginal nations. You know, I'm had to
Yeah,
send you a copy. I'll get you a copy in a
I
couple of
love
days.
that.
It take about a week to get there.
It
And so,
makes sense, man. I love that you put this book out, Dr. Clyde, because every time I hear a discussion about who we are, where we come from, it's a
yeah,
lot of division. And, one thing that you learn in the art of war is, divide and conquer.
yeah. You know, it is divide and conquer. That's how the white man took over America. How you doing, Mark by Smith? You know, just like I look at Canubia, I look at Karen Hunter and Craig Carr. They have a nice little program every Saturday.
Okay.
So the other day, Greg Carr was saying that he don't understand why people call themselves black, let alone foundational black.
Right.
You know, and I thought that was kind of ignorant. You know,
Mm-hmm.
tell you why.
That's what I'm saying.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, you know, Greg Carr, he tries to say that he's an Egyptologist. He talks about Egyptologist friend. Well, see, if you're saying it's wrong for us to call ourselves black, then you're saying that the ancient Egyptians, when they called themselves coming true, they
Mm-hmm.
called themselves the black people. They
Come
called
on.
their land the black land.
Come on, the black land.
See? And, and, and so then when you have a brother like this who's supposed to be one of our brothers who's supposed to be into our history, no, he teach a lot of Bourget, Boule history. See, the thing is, this is that my book is not to cause division.
No.
My book, what it is that it's to tell the history, my Choctaw
Yes.
history. See,
Yes.
see, I got a tripartite origin. I got the Black Irish, I got the Black Aboriginal, and I got the Black African. But
Right.
see, but I still say that the only way that we can survive. How you doing, Jaylene?
What's up, Jalen?
Jaylene Prasad.
I
You
can't
know,
wait to read your book.
yeah,
Go ahead.
the only way we can survive is that we have to be B1. See, that's what destroyed us, Steve. See,
Thank you.
the white man, he took over Africa, he took over America because
Mm-hmm.
we was fighting each other. How you doing,
Yep.
Karen Vincent? Where
You.
you been, Karen? Karen, where you been? I missed you the other day. Karen,
Oh,
Karen,
you got him crying on the shizzo.
Karen,
Oh,
Karen, when you're not in the house,
he cried.
things ain't going right.
Yeah, we
Thank
need
you for
Karen.
being with us again, Karen.
We need Karen.
You know, and so
That
so
separation is crucial, Baba, because they're like, man, I'm over here, I'm this. We
yeah,
never ain't no slaves been on no boats, ain't none of this, and how can a
yeah,
boat travel across the sea? And
yeah.
they
And
talking
where the
about
boats at?
tugboats and what, man, they doing all this and
Yeah,
all that. But look, man, in them times, man, everything was documented. They wrote everything. Like I know
yeah,
somebody that worked in the libraries and they was keeping track of a lot of the books coming in and out, and she was noticing that there's a lot of documentation on us.
yeah. It
These
is.
white people had a fascination with us to the
You
point where
know,
they documented when we went to the restroom, how we went, what we're doing, how we act amongst
yeah.
each other. They documented everything.
And see,
Check
this
out that
book,
book, fam.
400 pages, man.
Yes.
400 pages.
They break it
I
down.
talk about the history. I talk about the paleoanthropology. I talk about, in a sense, how many of us still carry the R1, the Y chromosome R1. We carry the same gene that Anzac boy carried 10,000 years ago.
Mm.
What is that saying, man? If you carry the same gene, 22% of foundational Black Americans carry the Y chromosome. See,
Mm-hmm.
the RY chromosome. That shows back that many of us are dating back over 10,000 years.
Come on, man.
See, this book, everybody in America need to buy this book.
Everybody.
See, if you got, because see, the thing is this, is that, as I said, it's not to make us feel that we're not B1, but we still need to know the history. How you doing, Dayon
What's
Epps?
up, Mark by Smith in the
See,
house,
we
JT?
still need in a sense to know this history. We still need in a sense to get out there. You know, I
Yep.
tried to make a hardcover. I tried to make a hardcover edition, but it's I guess it's too many pages. But but you can get the ebook edition, and the thing is this, is that I'm so excited about the book because for the first time when white people say, well, where's your proof? Where's your proof that there were black Indians? You see, this book provides the proof. I talk about how a lot of times, I even talk about all type of stuff, man. I talk about how a lot of times when black people try to go to the powwows, a lot of times they knock the brothers out, knock the sisters out. One sister tried to get out there and dance, go around dance and stuff, and they pulled her ass off the damn floor because they say, you ain't in, gent. See? But see, that's because the fact in the sense is that they don't want you to know your history. They don't want you to know and see, this is not for division, as I said before. But we do have a history. Just like if you go to Africa, they got history of the Igbo nation. See, you go to Germany, they got history of the German people. We got it. This is our history of the Aboriginal black people. I don't say Native Americans because the red people like to use that. See, I talk about how we brought these people here, how we gave them a life, how we got them out of their teepees and stuff, taught them how to build a house, and they put a foot up our ass. See, because we have no, in a sense, allies. But again, this week, this topic is really hip, is really important. Why don't you tell the family about this topic, Yoshi?
Man, look, I got news that during the Super Bowl, alongside with that plane crashing with the billionaires in it from Nigeria, there was another issue that was going on with Jamaica with their visa. So United States is pressing the issue on Jamaica to have gay marriage. So to push forth the agenda once again, it's either get down or lay down. So that raised hairs up for me. But prior to this, I recently was looking on the news and I seen that Jamaica banned gangster rap. So any, not gangster rap, but pretty much influential gangster music coming from them. So they are not allowed through the radio to, market their music if it's in a negative form, talking about glorifying gangster rap or whatever, or gangster music, whatever, violence. So also the Bob Marley movie that came out, and I was looking all online. I don't know if you've seen this, Baba, but Lauryn Hill's son is out singing, and he's a young gentleman, and he's singing his grandfather tunes because Lauryn Hill is married to Bob Marley's son, and they had a baby. So he's around and also promoting the video, the movie One Love. So what I be seeing with Jamaica, what I always see with Jamaica is they always try to take control of their narrative. And that's the reason why I want to bring this to the audience and to our attention is this is our family. So if we know the history, like how Baba say, they took us from here and took us to Jamaica, then back from Jamaica to here. I mean, it was just a lot of back and forth going on. So that's our family. If we saying we FBA, that's our FBA across the way. That's why their music is so influential, just like our music in the States is so influential. We're the same brand. When I hear that, I sense the rebellion, the rebellion in them. From Bob Marley, from Buffalo Soldier, he's telling a story and a narrative in the Jamaican music and the content, and he's explaining our history when schools wasn't explaining our history. And he will always say, reggae music will teach you what the schools won't teach you, and that is reggae music. It wasn't a rhythm, it wasn't a beat, it wasn't a look, it wasn't a fashion. It was the words, it was the knowledge and the content in the music. So I wanted to make that aware to everybody that I noticed that Jamaica is having a shift change from changing. They want to change their narrative back to the original narrative, to the original source, and instead of glorifying what is going on. And what we also have to acknowledge is that I'm looking at it as well as there's two sides of the coin.
Mm-hmm.
So on one side, you have them glorifying it and speaking up for what's going on. And then you have the other side saying, no, Jamaica is a paradise. Come over here and spend your money as a tourist. And when we know that two sides of the coins are not matching. So as much as I would like to say yes for this movement on changing the narrative, I think that the narrative did get out of hand and it did become glorifying. Listening to Vibes Cartel, me doing a lot of research on him, listening to Bounty Killer, listening to these artists who have been in this struggle but found themselves into making money talking about the struggle to where they're glorifying it. And that's that line, man.
It's always been complicated because back in the early 70s, they wouldn't let a lot of brothers come into the Caribbean. If you had afros, if you had an afro and black power, you couldn't go to a lot of Caribbean countries. They banned a lot of people. And about a week ago, not a week ago, but about 2-3 months ago, the CIA agent came out and he said that he was the one who he gave Bob Marley some tennis shoes.
Right,
and then the
with the nail in it, right?
Yeah, with the needle in it to injecting him cancer, And he said, and you know what got me is he said he used to call him up so often to see if he was dying the right way or something, But one of the reasons why they're having a big hullabaloo now is that it was an American diplomat, and this American diplomat he wanted to bring his partner. How the spokesman of the United States, she's a Haitian lady, but she's married to this white woman, reporter on CNN. And so then what happened is that the Jamaican government refused. They refused to accept the American diplomat to bring his mate over, because they don't, because it's against the law in Jamaica. Because they've been trying to get Jamaica to get rid of to amend the Sexual Offenders Act of 2009, because it says in a sense it's gender specific, and it says it in a sense that men can't have sexual intercourse with each other. In fact, they're trying to they're trying to force the parliament. They're trying to force the parliament to repeal section 76, 77, and 79 of the Offenders Against the Persons Act, which criminalizes consensual adult same-sex conduct. So, it's a big deal, and over in Africa, like in Uganda and Kenya, they're cutting off funds because they want everybody to recognize, this gayness. But see, gayness, I don't see nothing. I'm not against gay people, but the thing is, this is that the sex is non-productive, is non-reproductive. How you doing, Jess Eve and Black Lyran? I know you did a slide presentation. Did you want to do that?
Yeah. Let me show that, man. Let's go ahead and get into that slide.
Okay.
Cool.
Can everybody see it?
Yeah.
I want to see if it's coming on the lately. Okay, it's there.
Everybody can see it. Go to the first one.
Yeah, the first one. Agenda.
Nah, the first one is we have the third one right there.
Oh, that's the third one?
Right, yeah, let's keep it right there.
No, we can go. Oh, we can go up.
Cool. All right, we're gonna talk about the impact on reggae artists and the music industry, and the broader implications for Jamaica, also the dialogue and change. Now, along with the agenda, the influence of gangsta culture on reggae music, we look at how it started with with the Wailers, and then we go all the way to dance hall to when we looking at Benny Siegel, not Benny Siegel, look at me, Benny Man. We looking at Elephant Man, Red Man, Sean Paul. Let's go further into it to
Okay, I
Vibes
got no.
Cartel. So this right here. So y'all check out these pictures. So it's basically the influence of gangster rap in the reggae culture. So like I said, when we go from dance hall jamming in the club and then we add some gangster music into it and we go to like the lyrics of glorifying gangster lifestyles, including the violence, drug use. Vibes Cartel made it a big thing when he went against that dude that say, I'm so special, I'm so special, so special, so special. I can't remember his name, but y'all know that song. So he went against that gentleman, and both of them had a clash. Sometimes what you call a dance hall clash is when one artist has his style of music, and then he gets on stage, and then he broadcasts some of his music. The other guy broadcasts his music. But with Vibes Cartel, it was getting physical. So on one of the stages, him and Vibes Cartel and Bounty Killer had a fight on stage. So Jamaica is not only... they're showing that gangster rap and you can be a nigga even in Jamaica. So they were showing this. Alongside that, Vibes Cartel was using cake soap. So he was glorifying the use of cake soap and bleaching your skin. And he would say that it was only his thing, but him being on there influenced a whole bunch of other Jamaicans right along beside him that was using a bunch of that cake soap, messing up, really messing their skin up. Let's go to the next slide. So right here, they was introducing the violence, the drug use, and it spiked up the crime rate in Jamaica even more. But alongside that, what it did was it stopped tourists. So now you're playing with these people money, So Jamaica is real big on really breaking down on their laws. Let's go to the next slide. So they really big on enforcing their laws. So Vibes Cartel is locked up right now for murder. So back in the 1980s and 1990s, dancehall music evolved and gained popularity, increasingly depicting the grittiness and realities of urban street life in Jamaica. Artists like Bounty Killer and Vibes Cartel became well known for their raw, unfiltered lyrics that pretty much glorify the gangster culture. But it resonated with so many lives, but it also hurt and also portrayed the youth, and it kind of messed them up some, to where they, like I said, it's a thin line between explaining your story and then it's becoming so good on explaining what you're going through to it becoming glorified. There's a thin line between that. Let's go to the next picture. So, all right, critics argue about, this bad man lifestyle, and supporters, they don't want to support this kind of stuff because, like I said, when you glorify this kind of lifestyle, it's hard to get marketed. It's hard for marketing. So they're looking at the money aspects too of all this, alongside with putting all that what's going on behind the scenes, like in Kingston, because we hear so many stories about the ghettos of Kingston, and a lot of people like, man, when I go to Jamaica, I want to visit Kingston. That's like going, like how Dr. Clyde said, he don't even want to step down south because in Texas because of what's down here in Texas. So you know about it. Why would you even want to go there? So Kingston is a ghetto. It's a hood. And you do need a pass to get in there, you know what I'm saying? But they was using their music some of the artists was using their music as a way to bring acknowledgement to Jamaica to help a lot of the youth get free. Like Vibes Cartel, he started off with talking about the youth and helping the youth out. And then it went to him getting into it with another rapper, and he lost his way, and then bashing a rapper, to right now he's looking for redemption. He's locked up in prison, in Jamaica prison. Let's go to the next one. So you know, dance hall and reggae music normally have a uplifting message. When we look back at the history of reggae music, you barely hear anything talking about killing one another or doing anything like that. Really, reggae artists was protecting their lifestyle and their culture through the music. And a lot of the times you would think there's one artist is producing the music when there's a line of elders that's actually helping them produce the music. They're writing, help building it up, help making sure that the content is right. They're meditating on it, making sure everything is in the perspective of the Almighty. You know, what they call the I and I. You know, the thing about the criminal music and glorifying the music is that it really got the youth to really start acting up a lot more. And it actually, but here's a good side of it. It brought awareness to Jamaica because without a Vibes Cartel and a Bounty Killer, I never would have known that all that was going on in Jamaica. And you got a Tommy Lee that talks about it as well. So let's go to the next clip. So you have a lot of these artists that's out here that's kind of explaining the bad side about a lot of this. Now, during this time, you had LGBT rights that was going on. So it was a visa ban on international relations, particularly regarding Jamaica and its stance on LGBT rights, underscores the complex interplay between national policies, human rights, and the global diplomacy. Jamaica's law on LGBT rights have been a point of contention with the country facing international criticism for its stance on same-sex relations. Now, I see in a sense of protection, but I also stand with Dr. Winters is I'm not against LGBT. It's not productive. So if Jamaica is looking out for the production of their youth and actually increasing their society and bringing more youngsters into the world, then I can see why you want to ban this. If Jamaica is looking to educate the youth and bring peace and have them to, you know, be highly educated and move forth in life, I understand that as well too, why you would like to ban the gangster music, you know. But let's go to the next clip. You know, knowing that the direction and the purpose on what they want to do and how they want to implement things, we have to look at the broader aspect of Jamaica. And see that beautiful, handsome guy right there? Yeah, that's Doc. Yeah, that's Doc Winters. That's Rastaman Doc Winters, man. Yeah. I, Sanasi, I. Yeah. Yeah, what's up, Karen? Yeah, I see. What's up, Cooter? So, the reggae industry and the music and them protecting their brand and protecting their culture. I'm pretty sure this ain't just the government behind this. This got to have a lot of people dealing with this, because when Bob Marley was creating that happy content and all of Jamaica was creating happiness along with Buju Banton, you know, it was peaceful. When there was a Shaba Ranks out there, and when I mentioned Shaba Ranks and Buju Banton, both of them were against LGBT, and they both had their visas rejected in United States because of their lyrics in their music, talking about how that's not right, and you know how they're against it. So I see this as a great awareness, even when in United States, Baba. Us outside looking in and seeing the broader picture of this, and I see it as like a last stand with Jamaica. You know, me watching it as a youngster, being influenced by Jamaica, the culture, the lifestyle, the food, and seeing how small it is on a map, and seeing how one smaller island can impact the whole globe. And I'm looking at them from that standpoint, and I'm like, wow, I'm really proud of Jamaica on what they're doing, outside looking in. Who's to say what's going on in that small island? I'm pretty sure I may have some people in the comments that may be from Jamaica that can speak on that. But outside looking in, respect. I see a lot of respect. The government, I see like some bad stuff going on with that. I heard about them messing with their laws on the road. We can end the presentation. Heard about them messing with the laws on the road as far as bringing new traffic laws up. During my my research on Jamaica, found out that they still have a bunch of laws in play as far as like way back in the gap, like the 1800s type stuff. There's laws like based on the rich and the poor. So if a chicken go in your yard, the chicken can eat your crops, and you can't do nothing. What did it say? You can't do nothing. No, if a goat come in your yard and eat your crops and damage your yard, you can't do nothing to that. You can kill that goat. But if a cow does it, you can't touch that cow. And Jamaicans say the reason why they say that is because in the gap, poor men own a bunch of goat, and to have money is to own large cattle. So they have laws to protect them in that sense. Just like how one of the laws still state as far as manslaughter goes and murder, how you justify murder, you can get a machete and cut a person up, that's murder. You can get a gun, shoot a person, that's murder. You can get a bat, hit a person over the head, that's murder. But as soon as you get in a vehicle and run a person over and murder them, it's manslaughter. So, and how what they were saying was, in order to own a vehicle, you got to have some money in Jamaica. So it's a protection on the rich versus the poor. Go ahead, Baba.
Kude said, I live in Jamaica. The same ish people who run the music industry in the USA run the music in Jamaica. They want us to have gangster music for the same reason they want you to have it in the USA. I think that's something that we really need to think about, because the point is this, is that, I was wondering how this all ties in, because we're always blaming in a sense the people who own the companies, and these the people who are producing the music. And I was wondering who is producing the music over there now. We see that they're the same people here are producing music over there. Kude also says they also have laws that help the poor also. The government allows people to squat on other people's land and own it if no one asks you to leave before 12 years. This is very complicated, because see, you had to understand, family, is that in geopolitics, a country is strong if a country has a large population. Because if a country has a large population, then therefore, in a sense, that country is able to compete with other countries. For example, many people, when they see all these immigrants coming in over here, they say, aha, America is trying, in a sense, to dilute the power of black people in the city. No, that's not what it's all about. See, the people who are in the State Department, what they understand is this, is that white people are dying out. Since white people are dying out over here, they had to increase the population, because see, the only way that America can challenge Russia, the only way that America can challenge China, is if it has a large population. With white people dying out, they had to bring in these other people so it can keep the population up. See, that's how America's always been up. See, it's 100 million black people, but they don't care about us. But it's 100 million of us. But what they do care is about having people, population, and numbers. See, because it's the population and numbers. So when they're telling people in Jamaica to engage in non-productive sex, you see, then therefore, in a sense, you're in trouble. I was looking on Facebook, and it was this stud woman, and she was saying that women don't like to be women don't like to be penetrated. I said, that's probably women who never had a man give her orgasm or
Right.
2 or 20.
Right.
And so then, but these are the things that are out there. But the whole point is this: is that it's very complicated. It's very complicated. But when you're talking about the music over there, the music here, what is this all about? What do you see going on, Yoshi? What's the big idea in terms of these what they're doing in terms of this gangster music, and they're putting it everywhere?
Well, we noticed in America the CIA infiltrated gangster rap or infiltrated hip hop and replaced it with gangster rap. We all have a knowledge in America that has actually happened. That the Easy E's, that the Bone Thugs, that a lot of these Ice Cubes and all that was put in there. The NWAs was all put in place. So there's documentation saying that. Alongside that, before all the hip hop was here, we know that Bob Marley was attacked by the CIA and was shot at because his music of One Love. And we also know that, when I was growing up, how they look at Jamaica, they always depict Jamaica as marijuana. And always saying Jamaicans are always high. It kind of blew my mind, Bobo, when I found out that marijuana ain't even legal in Jamaica. At least at the time when I was hearing all this. So I was kind of confused on that. Looking at the music here and seeing that how we took over the rap game and put forth all the people that are murderers and killers and put them in our forefront. And we seen how that went terribly. We seen how gangster rappers messed everything up. We seen it in America. Now, when we look at Jamaica, and I seen that it was a big rise of gangster rap in Jamaica. Jamaica is also looking at America. And I can see that they're looking at it and like, nah, we don't want it to go that far. That's why I look at it like, man, I feel them for stopping it. Because if they continue to glorify the gangster rap, then it'll end up like America where we have no substance. There's no substance in music right now due to glorifying gangster rap. Because once it went gangster, the pants started sagging. Because the gangster stuff brought in the LGBT stuff, believe it or not. So that gangster rap, that influence on a
Wait
man.
a minute, wait a minute. Whoa.
Whoa.
Wait a minute. You hear my brain? My brain is. What are you saying?
I didn't know if people caught that. All right, I didn't know if people caught that.
you said that gangster rap encouraged the gay behavior. How is that? Because they were talking about being gangsters,
And that's what I'm saying. They were talking about being gangster. Yeah. What they call it, thug love. Yeah, that thug love.
It was thug love, huh?
Thugging it, yeah. So, glorifying gangster rap is equivalent to glorifying LGBT. It's the same thing. I look at it. I mean, you're fighting another man over a color. That's some
Interesting, because
some weird stuff right there. Yeah.
Some of the kids, back around 2004, 2005, some of the kids, they was coming to school and they was telling me that that many of the OGs, when they go to jail, they was wanting the young guys who were in the gangs, to kind of service them, if you know what I mean.
Right.
And a lot of that pushed a lot of, that started breaking up a lot of gangs where a lot of the young gang bangers didn't really want to associate with the OGs because they wanted them to perform that too. But see, remember, I think one of the things that's what I used to notice that when my sons went to college, they're talking about the fact that a lot of time when they would go to parties, people would start smoking reefers and handing out the reason, and then before you know it, somebody, when people start getting high, somebody say, "Hey, let's change partners." So in a way, at a lot of those parties back in the day, they were trying to get people together so they could go in that direction.
Swingers.
Yeah, swingers, and then when you encourage oral sex, just like if you notice in terms of you talk to the police, and the vast majority of guys who have oral sex performed on them, the majority of guys who go and get oral sex and they buy it commercially, a lot of times those people some of the main guys, well, some of the main so-called prostitutes out there are men, are trans.
Yeah.
A lot of the men are trans, and so then when you get used to, you don't care who performing oral sex on you after a while, it can be a man. It may as well be a man, as long as they can do what you want them to do.
And I'm happy that you brought that up, because back in the day, thugs used to say, like, as a disrespect to anybody, man, fuck my, they'll say that, and I never understood that, because when I thought deeply on it, I'm like, man, you want that man to put his mouth on you? Wouldn't that make you something? So I always,
Oh no, they would say that doesn't make you, if they're performing it, the act
right,
on you still a man. But
yeah.
we had a guy, when I was teaching at county jail, we had our own
Create so
yeah.
what is it? Create so
Great
Junior?
so. You want to show that?
No, I was saying, yeah, I was just showing it. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
He said, "What up, Clyde? You and Yoshi? I'm half Jamaican. Come on." Yeah, I've heard those bullish stereotypes from Second Frequency. I just laugh at them, knowing what I know about them now. So we had this guy, and he used to always act like, he's always act like he was trying to defend, a couple of gay guys in the program. He was trying to save them, and he wanted them to be in his room. Next thing I know, man, we get the the federales came down and said, so and so cannot attend the classes anymore because he's performing homosexual acts in the tier. So this brother was pretending he was down and he was trying to protect. Yeah, he was protecting the brother. He was trying to protect that pussy for itself.
For itself. See?
Yeah.
There you go. Now real quick, the reason why I stand with Jamaica so much on this is because what Jamaica been through. Jamaica been through their own trauma.
Yeah.
Butt breaking, butt break islands. The history of homosexuality and using it as a weapon. So that, I mean, if you've seen it used as a weapon for so long, and seeing how it wiped out generations of your family, and knowing that you can never have a son after he then went that way, and that is it, or your daughter turned that way, and you can, as a grandfather, you see your life end. You're like, God damn,
your generation gone, baby.
It's gone, done.
Create. So Junior said the gangster rap back in the day, it was very heavily laced with chaotic behavior in terms of sex. For example, the NWA albums. Of course it was.
Oh yeah.
Because see, the thing is this is that they anything to draw you in. Mm-hmm. And I think when I was going to University of Illinois, I was in the stacks one day. And so that's where they had the card catalogs and all that. That was back in the day. Mm-hmm. Nowadays everything is computerized. And so I was reading over some of these plans. And then I went to the University of Illinois in 1969. I was a freshman. So while I was reading over the plans, it said that in 1982, we're going to give black men food stamps, because it's going to be a poor economic situation. This was in 1969. See, and in 1982, that's just what they did. They started letting men get food stamps in Illinois. See, a lot of time that European, they go to these think tanks and they be thinking about what they're going to do years upon years. Also, another reason that many of the laws in Jamaica, you got to remember in a sense that over there in England, a lot of times in a sense, what happens in England is that a lot of the guys, are gay. And they used to go down to the islands or go over to Africa, and then they would exploit the local people because people need money. And so people will do a lot of things for a little change, you know.
See,
And so then that's one of the reasons why the Jamaicans is in this. But I think it's very important also to look at it from this perspective. Is that I think that, you know, I talked to Sister Shanice sometime,
right.
and you know, she grew up in Britain, but you know, her family came from Jamaica. And what I hate is this, is that Jamaicans have not really written their own history. They haven't really defined their own culture. And I think that maybe I'm wrong. Correct me. Creato Jr. Maybe you know something I don't know, but they don't really. They haven't really, in a sense, you know, tried to show the uniqueness of their culture. You know, a lot of people, in a sense, say, "Oh, I'm from Jamaica." But then you say, "What is the culture? What makes Jamaica unique?" You know, what gives it? You know, is it jerk chicken? We got to have more than that. See, right. and I think that see. Party. Yeah, you know, man, we go to get more going now. Hey, goodbye, Rastaman. Oh, Rastaman. But the thing is, this was that we have to understand is that that's one of the reasons why I wrote my book, you know, the history and culture of Aboriginals, is that you have to have a text to explain your culture. You have to have a text to explain where and from you come from. You know, in your beautiful presentation, you made a very short, concise presentation. And in your presentation, you know, you showed in a sense how things have evolved, how they evolved from a militancy. And you know, who shot the sheriff? Who shot the sheriff?
But I didn't shoot the deputy.
In other words, you better shoot them both, baby.
You better shoot them
both, baby.
Because they both coming.
That's right. But see, but again, in a sense, is that what he was talking about is let's get these things done. I took a course when I was at a university, and you know, on Caribbean politics, but it's always from an outside perspective. See, you had to have insiders. You had to have an inside perspective, and a lot of times we don't get that inside perspective unless the people who are writing about themselves. JP said, I think the culture is Rastafari. It's a way of life that they use to connect with God, Jah. They also follow the Itai diet. That's true, but the whole point is this is that it's a way of life. But you know, we like to think that this is the major culture in Jamaica, but that's not the major culture.
No, it's not.
See, it's not that many people who are really Rastafari, man. See, you know, the average Jamaican, just like the average person over here, they trying to make a living. Mm-hmm. You know, if they trying to get to the United States so they can get a bag. And so then with everybody trying to flee, everybody trying to run, instead of building up their culture, this leads in a sense to a depressive state. And that's what we have in the Caribbean. Trinidad, they kind of, Guyana, they kind of a little bit more, they have a little bit more militancy, but it was the way slavery was preoccupied. You know, see in Trinidad, you had a lot of Muslims there in Trinidad. You also had in Trinidad a lot of people in a sense who would work for the military. Then later left Trinidad and went back, but they had a tradition of militancy. Yes, we do have a tradition of militancy in Jamaica, especially the Maroon culture. But the Maroon culture, you know,
they helped out the people in Haiti. From what I heard,
right, they did. But the point is this: is that it's not played up. It's not given in a sense, you know, and it's not given a prominence. For example, see, any culture, when you develop your film industry, you have to, in a sense, depend on you have to have it go with the culture. How would you explain the Japanese film industry? What's their main preoccupation with?
Anime.
Yeah, but what are the stories in the movies? What are the movies and stories mainly about that we get over here from Japan? They're about what?
They're about us, the heroes. They're actually.
But what do they call them? They call them what? The samurai.
Samurai. Okay, the samurais. Okay.
Right, and see why the samurais? You go because see the samurais. That's a historic part of their culture. Mm-hmm. In the 1920s and 1930s, the main movies made in America were about what?
1920s, 1930s.
They're mainly about what? What element in American history?
Gangsters.
Not gangsters.
Not
Some
the
of them in
gangsters.
the vast majority was about what? Cowboys.
Cowboys. Okay, all right. Film. Okay, cool. All right, got
Yeah,
you.
and
Cowboys. Got you.
you wouldn't see that's a then and now.
I know. Yeah, that's a then
Now
and
it's
now for
now it's
real,
more
for
the
real. Yeah,
gangsters.
yeah, yeah.
Then back in my day it was cowboys. And see, why did they deal with the cowboys? They dealt with the cowboys because they feel that the cowboys were a romantic age for the Americans in a sense.
Okay.
You know, the cowboys in a sense, they symbolized in a sense the ruggedness of America, the adventureness of America, you see. And so we see America, they began their film industry with cowboys. The Japanese was samurai. But what did they build our industry off?
What in as far as the black industry?
Yeah.
Oh, drugs and they slavery.
Yeah, but drugs and slavery. Either the
drugs
boys
and
in the
slavery,
hood
yeah.
killing each other, or slavery, niggas running and fleeing. They all running. I mean, I'll admit, I shouldn't say this, but I'll admit when I was growing up, I was running too. I didn't want to get shot in slavery.
No, that's right. Shoot.
Shit. Man.
You survived the day. Shoot.
Yes, sirs. I always had me some tennis shoes.
But yeah, they did that. So our story began with the slavery and gangs and drugs. And you saying that American history, you're right. It started with the gold age for them, the gold rush age.
Right.
When you went to the cowboys, and then if you look in Asia, it was the samurai with them dealing with the flying ninjas and stuff like that. So you're absolutely right about that. Yeah.
And then and the Japanese, I mean the Chinese, when they started their own film industry, they did a lot of what? Kung fu.
Kung fu, yes.
You know,
fighting,
but because the fact that we haven't developed our own industry. See if black people had really developed a movie industry, you see, then they would begin with what? They would begin with the Civil War, black people kicking ass in the Civil War.
Right.
Then you would maybe have, in a sense, you know, like back in the day, Bill Cosby, he made a movie called Somebody and the Preacher, and it was two cowboys, him and not Harold Belafonte, the other Jamaican, the other brother, you know, back in the day, and so then they made cowboy movies because see. You want to create an industry. You want to create music in a sense. You want to create movies that reflect the positivity, so your children can have heroes. But if you make your movies on boys in the hood, you make your movies on just people out there rapping.
So glorifying the negativity, glorifying everything wrong, and speaking about that, like the blues, right? So if we stuck with the blues, we'll be in the blues. We'll still be feeling blue, you think, huh?
But I don't want to go. I heard my daddy sing too much blues. I can't stand the blues. My daddy sang the blues all day. My daddy sang the blues. No, I didn't like the blues. But Zachary Holmes, you're right. It was called Buck and the Preacher. But again, in a sense, you know, Carol, and also Carol, thank you. Carol was able to tell the same thing, you know. JP, rosters are a very small part of Jamaican population. They are mostly senior citizens, true, but then some of them also, in a sense, are part of the culture. Carol also was able to tell us it was Buck and the Preacher, and Carol, and then also Karen. Yes, it was Buck and the Preacher. And this movie, I loved it. You know, I loved the movie back then. You know, back in the day, you know, we used to run to see these movies because, see, back in the day, it wasn't any black people on TV. The only time you saw some black people on TV was what was called, in a sense, the Ed Sullivan show. They might show some black people on that, you know, entertainers, you know, Four Tops, somebody like that, the Supremes, you know, the Temptations, and other black people.
I want to take it back real quick.
Go ahead.
You said that Jamaica, like, what is their culture?
Mm-hmm.
When I look at it, I think it's Bob Marley. He is like when you think of black people, as far as righteous, you think of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. To Jamaica, you think of Selassie and Bob Marley, and also Marcus Garvey. So you have three main people that I believe that built the culture of Jamaica. So when I think of Jamaica, um, I think of peace, love, and unity when I think of Jamaica.
Yeah.
When I really think on the outskirts, as far as how they always try to give a message through their music.
But
So I don't know, brother. I see a culture there in a sense, because I think that's what they're protecting. I think that culture was big with Marley, and I think they're trying to protect that main Marley culture as far as the peace, love, and unity that he tried to share.
but you know, this is the interesting thing to me is that I when I heard that white guy on his deathbed talking about that he murdered Bob Marley,
Right.
I didn't really understand. I didn't really. I loved his music. I liked all of his songs, but I didn't see why they saw him as a national security threat.
Man, all right, then you didn't listen to a lot of his songs. Then he's the reason why I'm the way I am now. The rebel, because he made songs like Zimbabwe, not too dreaded in the Zimbabwe. Africans will liberate Zimbabwe, and also Redemption Song. Um, who emancipate yourself from anti-slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have
I
no
know.
fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them cannot stop at a time. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? You see? This was at the time when you had Sam Cooke coming out saying change is gonna come. Before that, a Billie Holiday. These are people speaking up with strange fruit
Yeah.
dangling from a tree. When people ain't speaking up, now we in the '70s. You got James Brown speaking up with the black movement, and then right across the street, you got somebody talking about one love and unite.
Yeah.
And he's saying he's giving a different message, Baba. Like, in
Right.
he had over 200 songs of messages in them, that the only ones that they play on the radio here is One Love, or Buffalo Soldier, or No Woman No Cry. Nah. Forget them. Go Exodus, movement of Jah people. And remember what the Nazi bald head, Zimbabwe, Jah. I mean, he has so many songs that I can see why you want to take him out, because the songs that was the singles that we was loving, just like Tupac,
Hmm.
the songs that they was singing and we was loving, he was grabbing the whole world and uniting them with peace, love, and was like, smoke some weed, sit the hell down, and when you smoke some bud, you ain't gonna have time for none of that crime. You ain't gonna have time, because you're gonna be thinking about being hungry and creating. You ain't got time to be killing and robbing. But even beyond the marijuana, because they tried to put marijuana on Bob Marley and make it just that's his thing, but they didn't see behind that the lyrics that was
Yeah.
flowing. So he was dangerous, Baba, because on the outside you see this Rastafarian dude walking and peace playing soccer, but then his words come out and you're like, oh nah, he ain't talking about just smoking weed. This motherfucker talking about liberating with people in America and how we united with Africa. Right when we're dividing, before the divide with the Black Panther, you had James Brown and Bob Marley talking about black people unite. Nina Simone talking about black is beautiful. You got Teddy Pendergrass talking about he getting on the teachers, and you got all these artists coming out. You got Stevie Wonder talking about it. You got he bringing in the Egyptians talking about, man, there's visions on the walls and waking your butt up to say, oh, goddamn, the dude can't even see and he know about hieroglyphics. How the hell? A blind man can see that we been here. So you got all this history pouring in, all this black liberation, all this good content. You got to take Bob Marley out. You got to direct James Brown into doing something crazy with the white girl. You got to get Isaac Hayes and steer him. You got to get Teddy Pendergrass and put him in a car and crash his ass. You got to get all these. You got to knock out Martin Luther King. You got to kill Malcolm X. You got to get rid of the Black Panthers. And if you can get rid of Jamaica and break down their leader because they making too much goddamn noise in Jamaica with this one dreadhead roster, then we may have a chance in bringing white stupidity onto the universe.
So now we're getting a better understanding, family, of why in a sense music has always been the catalyst for change among Black people, and that's why they've been fighting against it. You know, Kude said the most interesting part of Jamaican history,
the Maroons,
the history of the Maroons who won war against the Spanish and the British after fighting for 30 years. That's true, but they don't want you to know about those people, because it's scary. Carol says we are the oldest people on the planet. Yeah. Why can we not make movies that tell about our glorious past?
Want to, yes. This is why I'm here. I'm here to learn to make the movies. I'm learning CGI.
Need money.
We need the money. I need the funding. I can't make a movie without the funding. But keep going, Papa Clyde. You going hard with the chats, man, because they going in the chats going hard, especially with the Karen and Cootie. Yeah, but yeah, if we had the money, I'd like to do this. Yeah, go ahead.
And then we look at your stuff, and your stuff is so dynamic, but it does take money. Kuya says Clyde's Afrocentric History Site, needs to create movies about how they invested everything cutting edge in the world. That's right. Mm-hmm. I got over 300 videos. You go here, you'll get so much. And I think it's also important that we always remember this, is that Marcus Garvey, he had a very little effect, but as Jay Lynn says, Bob Marley was very influenced by Marcus Garvey. And you saw that through his music and even in his interviews. That's right. And so when you see this, it was his whole idea. And see, remember Marcus Garvey. Marcus Garvey was about one thing. He's about getting a bag, about getting money. And they do not want you. No. See, they do not want us to be independent. Mm-hmm. Because when you got money, you can make things happen, Kuya says, yes, Rasta made the biggest contribution to Jamaican culture and economy. Clyde's Afrocentric History Site. Yeah, maybe I had to do some stuff there, put it there, and get things popping. But the most important thing to remember, in a sense, is that we have to try. We have to try to do what we can. Marley was trying to wake us up using the work of Marcus Garvey. Clyde's Afrocentric History Site. You're absolutely correct. I was back then, in a sense, I was writing Afrocentric history. But many other brothers back then, Asa Hilliard was cool, but like Ivor Carruthers and some of the other people in the clique, they didn't like me. And the reason they didn't like me was because the fact is that they were in their 40s and 50s, and here comes some brother, 27 years old, and I'm publishing articles around the world. I'm only 27 and I'm publishing articles, and you got these other brothers, Ivor Carruthers, Anderson Thompson, all these people, in a sense, they sitting around talking this and that, but they didn't publish shit. And see, the whole point is that you got to be about movement. But see, the only reason I didn't like publishing things because it made it so I couldn't get a PhD in anthropology, because I had more articles than any teacher I could have got involved with. But the point is that I saw a necessity to write the history. I wrote the history, in a sense, over in India. I'm known as one of the third pillars of the history of Tamil people. And I'm known as one of the third pillars because of my research in terms of the history of the Tamil people in India. And it's very important to understand is that you have to see things. And what we're talking about is that I haven't given up on Pan-Africanism. And that's what Yoshi is talking about. But at the same time, we have to still recognize our brothers and sisters in other places. But that's all being B1, but we can't in a sense just spend all our time trying to attack each other. We can't spend all our time trying to tear each other up. Right. We can't spend all our time trying to find the divisions that divide us. That's what the European want. And see, what I'm finding today, Yoshi, and you can come in when I get through.
Go for it.
But what I'm finding today, Yoshi, is a lot of us are being used by the European, and we don't know we're being used. I'm gonna take Dane Calloway, for instance.
Yep.
Dane Calloway, he has over 400,000 subscribers to his site.
Yes, he does.
And he's teaching black people that Nat Turner didn't exist. Harriet Tubman didn't exist. And right there, when you say they didn't exist, it's all over. And he's talking about we should go back to our nationalities. Yep. I acknowledge my Choctaw heritage. Right. David Imhotep may rest in power. He acknowledges Navajo and Arapaho ancestry. See, but the whole point is this: that we still recognize, heritage, but we still recognize our African ancestry. We originally came here from Africa. We didn't come from Asia. It was ice. It was ice. You couldn't walk from Asia through Alaska.
And what did he say about the boats? He said, ain't no way that anybody was traveling in them times from Africa to here because of boats, and there was little bitty boats, and people wouldn't survive. And he don't know nothing about boats. He don't know about current. He don't know about the waves of the ocean. There's patterns and all. He need to look at Nemo. If you look at Nemo, you know underground has little passageways that's on top that brings the current on in. That's why it travels with hurricanes and stuff. You know about your seasons. He's having it to believe that we're stupid and da-dur back then, that we couldn't do jack squat. We couldn't do nothing. We were just da-dur, and we was already in America. There was already people in Africa. Mm-hmm. He's saying Pangea was one big continent. It spread it apart, but we was already in America. When it spread it, we was in America doing this. People in Africa was doing that. A whole nother culture. The Egyptians had nothing to do with the American Incas and none of that. We was already building all of it. And I asked, these people don't have no evidence. When they go about and they talk about the ships, they're not talking from a stance of them knowing. They're leaning on their own understanding. And they're doing this and saying, what if these are the people that have this what if question, and then they deep dive into what if, and they dig themselves a rabbit hole. And guess what, fam? There's other people who dig this rabbit hole too, thousands of them, 20,000 of them that's in a rabbit hole, that's stuck in it, and saying, I see the light over there with Baba Winters. I see the light over there with Tariq. I see the light over there. Everybody telling the truth, but I want to stay right here because I have a unity of people that the government is allowing us to chill and mingle and have fun. Now, first of all, the government don't allow no groups to hang in a party and chill unless they're involved in it and they have something coming from it so they can see your resource, see what's going in. So if they grant you that acknowledgement of having a big audience, you have to watch who that member is and how they got the audience. If they ain't no marketing guru, then who knows how they got this audience and who's behind them with their hand up their butt crack and the same fingers that went through the crack with all of the tissue on it, they going in their mouth and they making them talk. So you got to watch these people, man. I'm with you on that, Baba Clyde. I don't say too much on it, but I am very tired of the goddamn separation that our own people is doing. We're doing this separation crap to ourselves. No longer is the Europeans or the Caucasian or the white folks is doing it. We doing it to ourselves, and they all on the news doing it to each other with your Donald Trumps and your Bidens while they having a debate and going. Donald Trump got his own black fucking debate he got going on with black people who believe his ideology. So if he can have it, then Dan Calloway can have it. If Dan Calloway can have it, the next buffoon can have it. But what I'm saying is, Dan Calloway, you on the same intellect plane as me, meaning we're millennials. And I went down that stupid rabbit hole and seen what if And it just was a what if, because I had to step back and look at the factuality. Yeah, what if we didn't come across
Yeah.
the boat? What if some of us been here? I accept. What if I do embrace my Shakata family, my Cherokee family? What if I do? But guess what? I'm still a POW at the end of the day. And I still got to abide by the POW rules, meaning divide it and you get conquered. I need to stick together, because one thing that all y'all Shakatai and all of y'all fear is the white man. Y'all don't fear the European,
Oh, yeah.
Italian, or the whatever they call themselves when they break themselves down. Y'all don't feel that. Y'all fear them as a whole, because when they ready to kick our ass, they are uniting with all the continents that they stole and crossed over, and they're saying, well, we're Australian and we're this, and we're gonna kick it to the black man's ass. They're not saying in particular you individual. You just easily get picked off. So yeah, Bob, I'm tired of this crap. Yeah, I'm tired of the division. Yes, I see it. Yes, it's upsetting. It's all over TikTok. Yeah, I get affected with it because our numbers ain't showing up to where theirs is showing up. And I'm like, God damn, they getting a bigger reach, but I understand why.
Yeah, because the European is using them. You know, Kuya says they replaced Marley's powerful music with porn music of dance hall. They
That's
did.
cold.
But see, you have to understand
They
that.
did our music too.
Yeah, but see that what they did is that Dane Calloway. I'm not saying that he's not for black people. He's not in a sense for Aboriginal people, which he is. But the point is this: is that he don't understand is that that's how they conquered America. That's how they conquered America. That's why you had to get. That's why you had to get this book. You had to get this book because you get this book. You know, you get this book, 480 pages.
United
This
we
book will
stand.
tell you everything
Divided
about
we
our history,
fall.
what
Get
happened.
the book, man. Get
and the
book.
thing is this is that, and so then they're using him and Dane Calloway. He don't understand. You got all these problems, but then you can understand because in the beginning of every one of his videos, he show about 2 or 3 white men. Yeah, y'all got the best man. Yeah, here's the man. Here's the man, Dane Calloway. Now, whoever seen white folks supporting somebody who against them?
I've never seen that. Honestly, in my life,
but they support him.
I've seen it with an agenda behind it. Remember that movie that I sent you, Baba Clyde, about the them white folks, them 2 people, mercenaries with
when
a cameraman?
On the island,
came
South
to the tribe. Yeah. Okay. So I see where white people trusted and gave them resources, gave them tools, and also implemented their whole structure
agenda
and their agenda. So I seen it happen. It always come with a price. Go for it.
Yeah. See, just like when you'll find out when you get my book that every Aboriginal group believed in one God. They believed in one God. You see, and they felt that this one God was represented by the sun because the sun represented energy. The sun represented the dynamicism of existence. You see, and yet much of our history, ancient history in terms of Aboriginal ancient history, I had to reconstruct that by looking at archaeology because our Aboriginal ancestors, we gave up our ancient history to believe in Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You know, Nat Turner, he was an Aboriginal, you see, but he didn't believe in Jesus Christ. He thought God would save us. Create so Jr. said, did y'all see the mini documentary about white British women coming to Jamaica in droves for the sole purpose to have sex with Jamaican men? The narrator's a brother who calls those women crusty. Same thing in Kenya. You know, they're using us, and see, but people are ready for that because they want a little change.
You said in Ireland too how they did that. The women were going over there, and they was coming from everywhere, coming to the United States, even being with us. They marrying the slaves. You know what I'm saying? They say, Yoshi, you don't need money to make movies. You can make movies on your cell phone and send it to Tubi. See, Tubi on there, they killing kids on Tubi. Man, I seen one Tubi movie where this dude killed the baby in the crib. He went and shot the little 4-year-old boy. and a mama. Man, to be anything goes. You show right. And I am gonna work on that. But the picture that I wanna do, when I wanna create a movie explaining the creation of life on how I seen it, how I actually have a documentary autobiography on the creation of life on until religion started, and I want to create a movie before religion on who we were before white people intervened, before there was the white folks, before they went to before we got trapped in them mountains, and before we got stuck. What happened on up onto that, and then I have another segment from what happened in them mountains. Then I have another one what happened outside the mountains on how they infiltrated it. So if I want to do it, it'll be a 3-part movie, 2 hours long. I need a cast. I'm a very good director. I know I need a budget. If they can have a budget for these white films for stupid shiggity like How to Pick My Nose on all this other stuff, then why can't I get a budget? There's a lot of money floating in the music industry. It's just I have to come up with the right proposal, come up with the right people to back it, and trust the right people that back it to tell the truth on the story, knowing that I have a real godfather of researcher right here on my side. Yeah. Shout out to the godfather that can actually help produce this and come about, especially while Baba's still around. I would love to have that. Yeah. Indo
Better
J, what's
hurry.
up?
You better hurry.
I'm hearing, man. You got
hurry.
100. You gonna be what 120?
I hope
you
not.
don't know. I sent you some fairy dust. I've been studying about the Africans. You know what I'm saying? I got my homeboy in Africa. What's up, 2J? He sent me some of that fairy dust. You know what I'm saying? I didn't put it on some of Dr. Clyde Winter's craft and stuff. So he's gonna be living way past 100.
Well,
yeah.
I'm not looking forward to it. How you doing,
He
Indo
gonna be
J?
looking real young too. He gonna look forward to it. Yeah.
How you doing, Indo J and Dorville? Indo J said Renoka Rashidi, Diamond Van Sertima, Dr. Clyde Winters are the only honest endologists. Okay, we're going to take a few minutes and look at a few commercials. So let's go here and check these out.
Get these books, baby. Get these books. Right? We got this.
Can everybody see the screen?
No, I don't see it.
Okay, let me go back.
Yep, you are so right. We are POWs, and I mean us in the Caribbeans plus Africans. Yeah, prisoners of war. To be a prisoner of war, you know that you can't do the divide and conquer. One thing I understand is when you're black, they fear that. So you embrace what they fear the most.
That's right. And but they fear that because they're afraid of everything, man. They got to be afraid.
They dying off.
Okay, so I'll see if this will. So we'll go with let's look at tone.
Yeah, they fear us, fam. They fear us big time, man.
Okay, everybody, try to check out Tones 5. It's not coming up.
I wonder where it's at.
I don't know.
Jamaica's last stand, everybody. Jamaica's last stand. Jamaica standing against LGBT. Jamaica standing against glorifying gangster music and stuff, man. Jamaica going hard, man. I cut for Jamaica, man. Shout out to all my Jamaicans out there. I got a partner of mine. Shout out to Rich J. Yella. It look like these ain't gonna play, Baba. We're gonna have to do a show where we're gonna play with it.
It's gonna play because I'm gonna make it play.
Good. Yeah. So yeah, man, y'all I have a partner of mine named Rich J. Yella. and that boy go hard, man. We got an album coming out. Y'all check him out. Also, check out Tons 5. Tons 5. That's tons, like weigh a ton. Tons 5. He has indigenous tribal jewelry. Y'all check him out, man. Brother make it all from scratch. She got me reaching for the top on my tippy toes. Just scotch, messing with the chicken toes. Since the gold to your heart, put a bit of rolls. Chase spirit one time, it gets so weak and so. She gon' take me out of space into another zone. Sweet spirit, she messing with the pretty girls. Microwaves and cold outside her phone. Funkadelic vibes, middle and drove. In the fro. Yeah.
Check it out. Check it out. Get that jewelry, man. Get that jewelry. That jewelry is popping.
Y'all go pick up them PDFs, man. I'm gonna create some new ones, and they gonna be real funky. I want y'all to really check them out. I'm gonna have to make them stand out away from everybody else's. Let's get it.
Come on now.
Hey B1 family, I'm excited to tell you about something super special and educational. This Black History Month, Yoshi Mod has created an amazing collection of PDFs all about incredible Black inventors and their amazing achievements. Do you know about Mae Jemison, the first FBA woman astronaut? Or Percy Julian, who made groundbreaking discoveries in chemistry? These are just a couple of the amazing people you'll learn about in these PDFs. These PDFs are perfect for teachers, homeschooling parents, or anyone who loves learning. They're filled with fun facts and inspiring stories that make learning about Black history exciting. Only $3 for a journey through history with some of the most influential Black inventors and scientists. Just click the link in the description to grab your copies from Yoshi Mod's Gumroad store. And don't forget to check out Yoshi Mod's other amazing creations and music on Spotify. Let's learn, have fun, and celebrate Black history together.
No, that's right.
Check it out. Get those PDFs. Okay, this is my history. This is my book, History and Culture of the Black Aboriginals of America. Here's the table of contents. Introduction. What are the dark-skinned people of the Americas? The African background of the Paleo-Americans. Ancient Africans began to spread around the world over 100,000 years ago. Paleo-Americans in the ancient America. Paleo-Americans came from Africa. Malians in the Americans. Who were the mound builders in the United States? Is Native American RY chromosome of African origin? Melanesians settled South America. Foundational Black Aboriginals, the new Native Americans. Thanksgiving origins of the Marfa. Aboriginal FBA technology. Origins of the term white people. The FBA Aboriginal and Native American shuffle. And that I talk about how a lot of Black Indians, when we go to powwows, they discriminated against us. Get this book. Over 480 pages talking about your history, talking about our history. It explains why we didn't come from no Pangea. Pangea existed over 200 million years ago. If you remember, it was a meteorite that killed off all the dinosaurs. If it killed off all the dinosaurs, it would have killed off human beings too. Stop it. Stop allowing these people to make you look stupid. Stop it. Get away from this stuff. And then here's a beautiful commercial that Yoshi Mod made about my book, Blacks in Europe. Check it out.
Oh yeah.
On Amazon, buy it now. Yoshi Mod, you know. Yoshi, you know that you are the man.
I'm reading it
God
now,
comes
man.
in, you make
Yeah,
it,
my
you make
man.
it, you make it live. But again, family, I hope you guys will support some of those products. Go and get Tones Five, get his stuff, get that jewelry. You
That
see,
jury.
buy those
It got
PDFs.
power in it. That
That's
boy is
right.
he's highly meditated, highly he ain't putting no negative energy into it too.
And
So y'all check it out.
and some of the material that he showed me, he's made material. He's made earring. He's made artifacts based upon stuff that they found in the mounds.
Yeah.
A lot of his work is from the mounds,
Yeah.
So a lot of it is
That's deep.
spiritual. And
Yeah, that's deep.
don't forget to get my book, History and Culture of the Black Aboriginals of America. I showed you what we find in the table of contents. Get this book. Get this
Yes.
book. Blacks in Europe, get my book. The point is this: is that we need. A lot of people. I hear people on Twitter, and they're always talking about. They always talking about what's happening, but it's a shame that these people on Twitter, they know my research, yet they would never tell the people how to find out about our origins, how to find out about our Aboriginal origins. They just act like there's no other place you can find it out except unless you come to my books, unless you come to my videos. I'm not trying to say in the sense that 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 I am the man, but I
No,
am
but you are, and they need to respect that.
right.
They need to respect that. By them not giving you that acknowledgement, you ain't asking for no money. You ain't asking
Yeah,
for your name in the print. You're saying, hey man, give me my acknowledgement. Let people know where you got it from so they can use that knowledge. Now if you take it from me and then you're making a fortune off of it and acting like you created it and you did the research, you went on and took all your time
yeah.
to do it, shame on you. Shout
You
out to
know,
Dr. Clyde Winters for his great work. This cootie right here, Dr. Clyde Winters, baby.
and hey, I'm glad you got it, JP.
Book just arrived. Can't wait to read it. What's up, JP?
You got to
All
read
right,
it. You
man.
got to read it. JP, she wrote a very beautiful book, and this is her book,
Beautiful.
Ancient Blacks in Cambodia and the Khmer Empire. Get this book. You can order it at Amazon.com. Yes, yes. You can order this book at Amazon.com. See,
That's tight.
you know,
Yes. I'm about
and
to
the
get
thing,
on that too.
and so it was free for a while, but the thing is this: we want to get JP some money because she
Yeah.
put a lot of work in this. You
Please,
know,
please.
she's working her way through college. Sending about 500, 600, hey,
Yeah.
800. Send
8,000.
Yoshimod
Give me
about
the
20,000.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to make some movies, fam. I need to get in. I need to get behind that camera and do some documentaries about us. I really
And
would love to do that.
JP, she says you are the GOAT researcher and
Oh
scholar,
yeah,
especially right now. You are the
yeah,
only scholar giving this information.
absolutely.
Yoshimod has made a very beautiful. To give you an example of his work, one day soon, we're going to show his autobiography. And
Yeah,
when you see this autobiography, you're going to see the type of research this man can do. You see, you know, and this is some very important work. And the thing is, this is that the work isn't done. And yes, you can make a good movie. Maybe you can make a movie with maybe an iPhone or whatever. But the point is this: you still need money. You need money for editing material. You need money for special effects. You
yes.
need money in a sense to incorporate other things in the movie. See,
And the time it takes away from my family
that's right.
to go and shoot the video, all that time, you gotta have something. You gotta have something bringing to the table.
Yeah,
So I'm trying to do. I'm working on passive income right now, and that way I can have my money work for me in my sleep. So
yeah.
I plan on not dying broke, Dr. Clyde. I plan on getting this money, getting
You
this
got to get
bread.
it. You got to get it.
Yes, doing what Marcus Garvey did. One thing you told me, all the great leaders died broke. One thing I want to speak on it to y'all is Bob Marley died broke. That's coming from his sons. They
Yeah,
all said, my dad died broke. What they had to do, they had to get his dad name and brand it. Because Marley, he was doing it for the love. Now, Dr. Clyde told me, he said, man, Yoshi, you got a lot of that love in you, man. I know you want to do it for the love, man, but you got to get paid,
gotta get money.
man.
Gotta
You
get
got to
money.
get your money. And that's one thing with KRS-One. I was looking at the hip-hop Bible that he have. I forget the real name of it, but he has a Bible out with hip-hop. And in one of in his book, it says, you're not a true MC unless you do it for free.
And that's bullshit. It's bullshit. Bullshit. You know, I did so much stuff for free. I got 3 books. I got at least 2 books out there. I got, you know, some. They came to me and said, Yaki. That's Arabic for brother. Yaki. Yaki Ahmed. You know, that's my Muslim name.
Right.
Yaki Ahmed. Why don't you write a book for the brothers, the little brothers and sisters? I wrote a book called Ching Ho Voyage. You know, this book had made thousands and thousands of dollars. You know how much royalties I got?
Equals zero.
Zero, baby, zero. See, but they're making the money, but they're not working. See, that's the whole point. You get tired of doing stuff with the people. You know, Tariq Nasheed had to bury Dr. Francis Welsing. Tariq Nasheed had to bury, you know, Dr. Ben. Mm-hmm. Come on now. Now I told my kids, I got insurance. I said, you can cremate me and y'all split the rest of the money. Now at least cremate me. Don't drop my body in Lake Michigan. Cremate me and you can drop it. Like you can drop the thing. Man, the thing is this is that you know, I'm hoping my sons do it for Pops. But the point is this is that we have to understand that
it shouldn't even be that way, right? Tariq Nasheed shouldn't have to spend that money on them. They should have had it themselves, especially all that work they did.
Yeah.
All that work they did. All them speeches, all the times they got up out their bed to go debate and debate and debate. These men should have had millions.
You know, it's just like, you know, some people the other day, they wanted me to come and speak. I said, I'll come. But, you know, I want X amount of money. I want the room. I'm not flying in a sense of spirit.
No.
Not flying spirit. You know, I said, United. You know, I said, it don't have to be United. I like Southwest. Mm-hmm. But I said, that's it. You know, when I did but back in the 80s, I did a speech out at Compton College. You know, Renoka Rashidi, he asked me to come out there and speak. So I went out there and spoke. But when I went out there and spoke, I stayed at his house, slept on one of the beds in his house. You know, that was part of being with the people. But I mean, damn, but see, the whole point is that, you know, you can't live like that. See, black people have a big problem. And our big problem is that we don't want to support artists, and we don't want to support, in a sense, educators and doctors. See, people have a tradition in America, and this tradition in America is that doctors and teachers, let them come to the town and they can live at your house. Yes. And don't pay you ish. See,
don't pay you nothing.
And that's bad. Okay, you know, Kuya says, can I ask you a question about the Europeans who were enslaved in North Africa? Were some of them black Europeans? No. The Ottomans, they controlled the slave trade, and they mainly got their slaves from Ukraine. Remember, that's where the word Slav, that's where the word slave comes from. See, you know that they want to sell you this issue about it was about 6 or 10 million black people sold into slavery by the Arabs. That's bullshit. That is purely bullshit. Because the so-called Arabs who was trading them was mainly black. They were black Arabs. Therefore, in a sense, why the hell do a black Arab want to get a black woman when they already had black women around? Why do they want a black woman? They already had black women around them. That's why you see those. That's why North Africa now is all white, because all these Moorish brothers, they want that exotic vagina. I can't say the word P-U-S-S-Y. My son says since I got a PhD, I can't say that word.
No, you supposed to say Yanni.
I can say Yanni. I can say vagina. You know, love hole. I can say anything but that other word. But that's the first word I learned how to spell in kindergarten. in kindergarten.
So you're attracted to that word. That's it.
Yes, sir.
The Yanni.
That's the first word I saw wrote throughout in the bathroom. That's the word I saw wrote on the damn school building. I asked my mama, what's that? She slapped me in the mouth. Boy, what you talking about?
That's right.
I said, Mama, that's what they got in the schoolhouse.
You don't speak on that.
No, they didn't want to talk about that. So they wanted, in a sense, Ukrainian women. You know, Ukrainian women got some strong scenes. In fact, Ukrainian women were the symbol of white women back in the day. They used to try to fill up the brothels with a lot of Ukrainian women.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Haven't you seen those pictures of the Moors? It'll be one more and you got 100 damn white concubines.
Mm.
Yeah. That's how North Africa. That's how North Africa became white again. But then brothers getting all those exotic Ukrainian women. You got 100 white concubines. Each one of them have 5 children. That's 500. That's 500 light-skinned people. Then they marry each other. So it's making them. Before you know it, they are now populating the people living there.
You know what's crazy about that? When we hear the history on how we helped them, taught them how to bathe, and then that was the then, and we look at the now. They got clips coming out showing that white people don't even like to use towels to bathe, nor do they like to wash below their waistline. A lot of them believe that the suds from your hair should wash your whole body. That's weird to me.
But I wonder, what do they do with a face towel then?
I don't know. See, I heard it was even with black folks up north. I heard it was or east. It was kind of they didn't use bad towels. Some of them, a lot of them didn't use bad towels. I was told that's like a southern west kind of thing. The bad towels.
I think about. I played at Illinois, and so I will admit that that when we took showers after a game, we just would use the soap, But when you took a shower at home, you always used the towel,
right?
With the soap and stuff. So I think that was it. But I know what's her name, the tennis lady, when she married her white husband, that's what she talked about. She had to teach him how to use a towel.
You serious? Whoa.
Yeah. That it was on social media that she had to teach him how to use a towel.
Yeah, that's a bunch of them that's coming out talking about how they don't even bathe below and they just let the suds run down, man. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So it makes me believe the story.
And then not only that, but they had a thing on a couple of years ago when I remember a lot of white women talking about they didn't bathe, period,
Right. Actually, in Britain, the kings and the queens held an example of having the worst hygiene ever, and they was looked up as high standard. So the more yellow your teeth, the more stinkier your breath.
That was the white kings.
That was the
majority.
Kings, yes,
the majority of the main kings. They were the black kings. They wanted their baths and stuff. I remember this brother. He used to be on Egypt Search. Egypt Search was a site. We used to do a lot of Afrocentric history, and he was showing how they used to make shoes out of white skin.
Seriously, so they did it out of their skin, and then they did it to ours.
Yeah, but they got it from the black rulers. See, the white man, he put a trick on us. See, while the black Protestants and the black Catholics was fighting each other, the white people there was waiting in the background, and then they just took over things. Divide and rule, baby.
That's why it shows all the pictures of it got a lot of pictures of black people being our rulers.
Yeah, it's a lot, but many of them, about 97% of them was destroyed in 1630 by Thomas Cromwell. 97%, huh?
What did he do? He destroyed all the paintings and all.
He destroyed 97% of the paintings of the black Catholics in Ireland, Britain, and all that.
That's cold. The
Yeah.
hate got to be that strong for them to go back in history and just hate shit that they didn't even had nothing to
Uh,
do with them, man.
now take a minute now. Take a
Go
minute.
for it.
Take a minute now.
Go
He
for it.
he destroyed all the art, but he kept the gold frames.
You serious?
Yes, and he kept the gold. Everything that was gold, baby, he kept it. See, it's all any. I don't care, man. Remember when you think about many of what's her name came out the other day on the View, and she talked about one of her ancestors was a slave trader.
Mm-hmm.
Some of our ancestors was probably slave traders too, because that's how you got a bag.
Right.
People do not for money, for the love of money. People do anything. People will do anything for the love of money. And so that's what got me all discombobulated when I started finding out that it was Black Irish over here. That made me
Right.
get discombobulated.
Right.
And
That's messed up.
yeah,
Man. So, when you learn about history and get real deep into it, you learn that a lot of us was doing a lot of this wicked stuff. It was a lot of us behind it. I was talking to one guy. He was saying that we give them more recognition than they actually deserve. We give them more power over us than they actually deserve. A lot of that stuff, from what I see in history, it's manipulation. One and the other. Who can do it the worse, or whoever does it the worse or lives the more gets more money. And it seemed like, when they say history repeats itself, if you look at every culture, I was looking at the Spanish culture, and I'm looking at them, and I say, you know what? They take all of our leftovers, everything, and then they complain about the leftovers like they're part of us. So a lot of our land was taken over. A lot of us were brought together and having put in the same space as Africans, people across the way, us being here, some, coming in, blah, blah, blah.
yeah,
The Irish being over here, the Black Irish, the Moors going in and doing, it
yeah,
was so many different people doing different things. Not,
mm,
it wasn't nobody in here, um, like they said, he who hasn't sinned cast the first stone. Ain't nobody in here is able to throw a rock, because it seemed like everybody was in the bowl. Like, what is the
yeah,
next movement? What's the next big thing? So it's gold now. All right. So it's silver. So
yeah,
it's dollars. So what do we got to do now? They changed the currency. So if you're in them times, you're looking like, so my rocks don't. That's not currency no more. What do I got to do now? What do y'all want now? Oh, we changed it to dollar and coins. So now I got to go do this. Now it's under that ruler. Now it's under that, because you got to go with the times in them in that era. And you did dirty stuff to get what you got to get. You did dirty stuff to get your land. You did dirty stuff to keep your family safe.
yeah.
Um,
But
I want to take it to the now. There are entertainers that turn the blind eye on
see,
um, civil rights and stuff
right.
like that now, because they got to get to the bag.
Yeah, because see, that's because they understand the secret.
Hmm.
The secret of the universe. Do you know what the secret of the universe is?
Hmm.
Huh?
What's the secret?
The secret of the universe is that God doesn't judge you.
True.
See, and so since God doesn't see, they have an infantile philosophy. Since God doesn't judge you, they feel in the sense that they can do whatever they want, and there's not going to be a consequence. But the only problem is that God doesn't judge you, but he allows you to judge yourself, and that's fucked up. Excuse me.
Now, if you judge yourself, and if you are conscienceless, and you are working in a pasty body, then you
Or
justify,
melanated body.
or a melanated body, but
Yeah.
anybody, you justifying what you're justifying, so therefore the go around doesn't come around to you, because in your world that law doesn't matter. So if we're going like to metaphysics, if you live by a law, you create that law. So if you live your life and say, I don't want to die because I go to hell. I don't
Yeah.
want to die because I believe in hell,
Mhm.
and you believe there's a mofo down there with a pitchfork, and there's a bunch of people down there. You want to go to heaven, and there's a bunch of white folks
Right.
with dresses, and they got open toe sandals, and they gonna greet you with some horns. So when you pass away, you create whatever image in your head before dying. So you create that law. You create that next reality.
And
So we have to be careful, fam, from what we believe in now in the flesh, because what we believe in now can affect us in the afterlife. So that's why Baba Clyde is writing these books, because your narrative got to change.
right.
You can't go dying knowing that you was a goddamn slave, your mama was a slave, your auntie was a slave, everybody was a goddamn slave. You got to know that there's more than life than that. That's why he created this wonderful book to bring everything together. Bring that book back up here again. To bring everything goddamn me together, to make y'all understand the history and the culture of the black Aborigines in the United States. We over here telling y'all that there's more to life than what you're believing in right now. So yeah, as of this moment, you may believe in that pasty boy on the stick. As of this
Yeah.
moment, you may believe that there was a John going around that was all this stuff where we can't find the bodies on it, but we could find dinosaur bodies, we could find Tupac body, we could find everybody body, but we can't find nobody in a
Well,
biblical body, none.
well,
But
Tupac's supposed to be in Jamaica.
he is in Jamaica. We found Tupac in Jamaica, man. He's hanging around with Bob Marley and them, man, rolling up a big spliff with Marcus Garvey and
Georgia,
Selassie.
baby.
Yeah, kicking it up. Yeah, I and I. But yeah, man, the brother is kicking y'all this information, so when you die, you can go away in peace,
Right.
knowing that you are the creator. You create whatever life that you want after life, so you manifest what you have here. So if you believe that karma is gonna get you, you believe that, man, if I go and do this, man, that's gonna hit me back 10 times, and you have that in your mind, you already manifested it. I'm not saying go out there and go do some odd shiggity and say you ain't got no karma. There's a lot of people go out there as mass murderers. These people go on a killing spree before they conscience kick in, then they turn themselves in. I have people that are so self-conscious with their health and their diet. Look at them goddamn videos in India. Man, them people eating doo-doo off the floor with their feet and putting it together, and they living and thriving. So what I'm saying to you people, the more on your conscience that you say, man, there's a danger here, there's a danger there, there's a danger here, you affect your body and your mentality more than anybody. You judge yourself and bring yourself down more. When you look at that food and you say, man, this ain't nothing but shit, but man, I gotta eat it anyway. Fuck it. You just spoke that nasty food into existence. So there's a thing where people say, talk to your water. You say, man, water, you gonna give me nutrients, you gonna help my family. And we know in scientific studies that stuff work, especially when it go to plants and stuff. When you talk to your plant nice and calm versus heavy metal and all that other crap, anything negative, you know that it affects the plant and how it actually moves and how it works. Everything is a molecule in here. Everything is some kind of atom that you can break it down. And if you can simplify every atom around you, then you'll have a great, peaceful, wonderful life. So thank you, Baba, for that, man. I just had to get off on that, man, and speak metaphysically on that note, brother. What
You
is your
know,
spirit?
just like Kool-Aid says, she says, let me see, show it. She said, was Cromwell black? Yes. Here's a picture of Oliver Cromwell. You know,
Oh yeah.
if you've seen a picture of Miles Davis, him and Miles Davis look like twins. You know, the jazz musicians. This is Oliver Cromwell. This brother killed off hundreds of thousands of black Irish, and he was a black Protestant. See, that's why I don't get into that religion issue. I don't talk about religion. You see, because when you start talking about religion, that's when the trouble starts. So this is a picture of Oliver Cromwell, the right honorable and venerable warrior, Oliver
What
Cromwell.
what do you mean by trouble, my dear sir? You mean that when you speak on religion, this man right here doesn't pop up?
He pops up, but when you go to Google him, they show a white man.
No.
They don't show this picture.
Mm.
See, they don't even, just like most people don't know that the king that translated the Bible, they don't even know that he was black.
Yeah, King James.
Yeah, he was black, but they don't.
Man,
A lot
but
of people don't know that.
I heard they went in so hard on King James, that, it was so bad with him as far as like, talking about he was like kids and he was
He had to get out of town. He had
Yeah,
to
he
get
was
out of town,
tripping.
baby.
That dude was tripping, man. He was mentally challenged, liking kids, doing weird
No, he
shit.
wasn't. He didn't do none of that. He had to get out of town. They was coming at him. They
So, all right,
want to screw
explain
his
that.
ass up.
Explain that. Now, what happened with him? Yeah,
He
explain.
ran to
Yeah.
France.
Okay, so he ran to France. So King James ran to France, and what they did to it, they slaughtered his name.
Yeah, and what they did, they slaughtered his name. See, what happened is that they wanted to get rid of the Catholics running everything. See, what happened is that, remember, Catholicism came to Britain during Roman times.
Mm-hmm.
That meant, in a sense, that so the people who had the money were Catholics. It's like most of the black people today who are Catholics. They usually got what? Money. So then they wanted to get rid of them. That's why the Protestants, they were kind of poor, so they wanted to get rid of, in a sense, the Catholics.
Now, one thing about the religion I notice in Jamaica, they always talk about religion, and they say how we are crazy to be in America and let the white man corrupt us with this Jesus and all these fairy tales. And in Jamaica always say, know who you are. I and I, I see and I see within me. I know that it's only me, and it's me, and all I can be is me. So that's why they speak with me going to the store now versus I'm going to the store now, because I is outside of I, but me is me. So I see that with the patois, because you also know a lot about patois, the language. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, patois.
Yeah, as far as where the origins of that language came from, you know a whole lot about this culture, and dealing with them, because like you was on that the Maroon documentary, you was up on that, so you know a lot about these islands and everything dealing with them and their culture and how they actually came about, their music, came about their style, came about their way of life, to the reason why there's farmers in Jamaica, the reason what they farm in Jamaica, what crops do they grow, who owns the farmlands now, why is Jamaica treated different than Australia, what was the influence on both of them, and how these islands both have indigenous people, and how they make a impact in this world by being islands. Just out there in the sea, these people shouldn't even have a say so, but they got all the say so in the world, just like Hawaii. Little spots, but they make such a big impact.
But they can make an even greater impact if they started dealing with the history. You got to build up your culture. You got to remember, when you got a nation and you got all type of people there, you got to make all the people feel part of the nation. And see, that's why anti-Giap, that's why he talked about that Africa, as long as Africa is full of these different countries, it would never be strong, because you had to be unified. See, that's one of the reasons why people say, okay, why do you call yourself foundational Black Americans? We call ourselves foundational Black Americans so we can get some unity. If I'm a Choctaw, you're a Cherokee, they're Catholic, they're Protestant, they're Moor, they're Hebrew, then the white man can come and use all of us, like how they used in Dane Calloway. You know, Indo J said, I found Jada P's book. Great. It's a good book. It's easy to read, straight to the point. And Carol Asburum said, I just ordered your book, very reasonably priced. Yes, sirs, get the book. You know, if you want to get the ebook, you can order it at any time, you know. And but the thing is this, that we have to understand is that we as a people, we have a greatness to offer. You know, our cousins are in the Caribbean, but at the same time, right now, they don't respect themselves. They don't believe in their history, and they act like they believe in their history. They don't really believe in their history.
No,
because if they did, they would try to understand. The action, that's right. The actions speak better than words.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
The cake soap that's going on, man. They bleaching their skin, man. Them people look weird with light skin, and it ain't supposed to be. They looking weird. They not bleaching around their lip, man. They doing weird. It looks bad, man. And you know, you look at Brazil and you ask, how come y'all bleach y'all skin? Well, you got to look at the laws. A lot of these laws, a lot of them, y'all don't know, FBA, but them people is trying to do anything to survive, man. They trying to get the best jobs. To have a good job, got to be lighter. Stupid,
like in Brazil, they put in the newspapers for jobs. If too dark, don't apply.
Yeah,
need not apply.
Come on, man. No. We're still talking about color here. Forget about what you are, if you this or you that. We're still at war as a whole. So I don't give a damn what you call yourself. You say man, I'm gonna represent this. I'm gonna be that, man. That's divide and conquer. I understand. Look, talk amongst yourselves behind closed doors, and we gonna say what we is and what we gonna be, and this, that, and the other. But as a whole, unity. Y'all pick that book up, man, because it talks about being B1. I'm tired of this division, man. Stop separating us. God damn it. Tell y'all what y'all get for separating. So what? You did that. Now you separated yourself from Africans and every goddamn thing. Now you're looking at them all weird and shit. You did this to yourself. Stop doing it. You're headed for self-destruction. That's what they say, man. Come on, man. They had it straight. I just can't believe it. So go pick that book up. Y'all join this Patreon. I really appreciate all my Patreon members. When I talk about I need help and I need funding with creating movies, that Patreon, man, all my Patreon members, thank you from the bottom of my heart, from the top of my heart to the side of my heart. Y'all go pick that book up, History and Culture by Dr. Clyde Winters. It's on his Patreon. He got the link out on there. Y'all go get it from Amazon. Y'all go and support that brother. That brother put in so much time and effort for this. Also pick up his other book, Blacks in Europe. I'm promoting blacks in Europe because there's blacks in America, there's blacks in Europe, there's blacks in China, there's blacks in your house right goddamn now. We just haven't written a book about it.
Black in your house!
We just haven't written a book about it. So, so hey, look, man, y'all pick up these books. Y'all enjoy the content. Y'all replay this video. Y'all like, share, subscribe. Y'all go on TikTok and share Dr. Clyde Winters videos. Anybody who is affiliated with Dr. Clyde Winters in a good way, in a good manner, y'all friend them. If y'all don't friend his friends, then hey, man, y'all will be friending some friends, my friend, and we can't be Mexican if we can't do this. Come on, my friend, my friend. Look, hey, let's get together and let's unite, man.
And that's let's really in a sense, you guys do not probably believe that Yoshimod can make a film. I'm going to talk to him, and I'm going to find out when he wants to show you his autobiography. But then you guys are going to see the type of work this man can do. You already see a lot of it now, but you're going to see a lot of the work that he can do. And if we just had more money, we could do so much better. You know what? It's almost 2 hours. What did you want to say? Got any final comments, Yoshi?
Go check out Tons Fi, his jury. Also, shout out to Maria Antoinette. I love you so much. She's a black harpist. The lady go hard. Y'all check her out on YouTube. She's wonderful. She played for the Obamas. The woman has skills. So shout out to you. Also, Rhonda Lewis, she has a book coming out. and the book is called Escape from Jim Crow. You know, we got that book. She got that book coming out. I did the cover to it. Dr. Clyde Winters, we have at least 5 or 6 more books, commercials. The commercial that I did for you this week, my son helped me do it. So the more I collaborate with my 10-year-old son, the more easier this content can come about, and I can
collaborate.
Flow. Yes, I love it. So as a team, I love everybody. I really appreciate all the support. Also, Paquette, her book, y'all go grab her book. Her book is wonderful, man. Y'all go check that out. Y'all go up on Dr. Clyde Winters' Patreon, and y'all also see the replay of Paquette. She was up on a Then and Now show. I want to give a shout out to all my Jamaicans out there. I hope y'all love the thumbnail. Come on, man. We had the dreadlocks going for y'all. We respect y'all, and we want to say love, peace, and fish grease to y'all across the ways. Also, Sister Shanice, I want to say bless up and rise up. You know, she has a book out there, y'all. So everybody, Dr. Clyde Winters is around, got books out. They're all, you know, scholars and professors of their own kind, coming from different angles.
The grassroots.
That's exactly what we want, man. The grassroots.
They're not boule.
Yeah.
No,
Bring
again,
it from the bottom, baby.
I want to thank everybody for showing up, and you guys, see you next week. Make sure you press press like, press subscribe, and also support Yoshi Mods, and his Patreon, and I'll put in some extra money because we got to get in the movies. I don't know when we're going to do this, but we're going to show his biography to show you the type of documentaries that he can make.
Absolutely.
Good night. Have a good evening, everybody.
Yeah. Right now, it's time to wrap everything up, you dig? Yeah. I hope y'all enjoyed the show. And Dr. Clyde Winters, Then and Now. Yeah, I really appreciate everybody. All y'all support. Y'all like, subscribe, and share this. You dig it? Yoshi. You've been invited to the Then and Now. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed the Then and Now. Yeah. Dr. Clyde Winters in the Yoshi Mind. Intro, outro to the Then and Now. We gon' see it, so have dinner now. Yeah. Raise your head. Why put them down? B1 on that Then and Now. FB8 on that Then and Now. FBB on that Then and Now. It's all about unity on that Then and Now. My indigenous folks on that Then and Now. All my Africans rise on that Then and Now. Rise up on that Then and Now. And don't forget to subscribe to Then and Now.